Hey guys, Brian here from Solid Woodworks. Today I want to give you a little quick tip how to on a piece of electrical that a lot of people have been asking me questions about. Super easy 12-volt electrical tip on how to get something to run while your car is running, while the ignition is on, and then not running while the ignition is off. In this instance, I'm going to be using a dual battery isolator that needs an override switch to only know to turn on the dual battery isolator when the car is on, and the key is running, I should say. So let me show you real quick. This is what I'm working with here. It's an old Chevy van, a friend of mine. And we've got a brand new 100 amp hour AGM battery back there. 12 volt plug, voltmeter, USB, and right here is the dual battery isolator switch. So real quick, what a dual battery isolator switch is there is actually a large gauge power positive wire running from the starter battery in the engine underneath and popping up into that box there, going into the dual battery isolator box. From that box, there's another one running onto the positive of the secondary battery there, the auxiliary battery people call it. So what that does is it brings positive energy from the starter battery into the secondary battery only when inside that box there's a switch that switches on when the volts go over 13.2, I believe is what this one is. Some of them are a little bit different, 13.3, not very much though. That means that your alternator is charging your starting battery, your car battery, over 13 volts, and it's taking that extra volts that it's creating and putting it into your secondary battery, thus charging your secondary battery when your car is running. It's as simple as that. Is one of the best things you can put in your vehicle or van if you're trying to do some overlanding, camping, trying to run things when your vehicle's off and you stop for a couple days. I have one in my van and it's the best thing ever. Whoever thought of it is a genius, and it's just such an easy installation as well. So let me show you real quick what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do real quick is show you that a little dark in here. I'm going to do the best I can. Here's my voltmeter. Right now you can see it's sitting on 0 volts. I'm going to start testing fuses. I want to find a fuse. So let's say I'm pressing that one. Find a fuse that still says 0 when the car is off. Now I'm going to turn the car on. I'm going to come back to that same fuse. Press it. Look what we have now, 13.9 volts. I don't know if you knew this, but we can actually test the fuse. You can see right now, just by that little tiny tab on the back of the fuse there. Super helpful, so you don't have to pull out the fuse every time. Okay, so next thing is, turn the car off so you can hear me a little bit better. The next thing is this is called an add-a-fuse. You can find these on Amazon. There'll be a link in the description of this video. That's a miniature version, as you can see, and that's a much larger version. I'm going to be using this version. So you can see I already have it wired up right here. This is that override wire that I was telling you about that will run underneath the vehicle and back into the dual battery isolator. This wire is needed to give power to the dual battery isolator to let it know when it's going over 13 volts. So what I've done here is I've wired that on. As you can see, there's already a fuse in the normal fuse location. You can see there's 2 fuses here. I'm gonna pop this one out real quick. I'm gonna pop it in here. So you can see now, let me try to explain to you a little better. This front fuse on the left here is going directly to these prongs here. And this fuse is going directly to this line here. If you see how that matches up like that. So that means this fuse is for your addition, and the left fuse is the original fuse. So now I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna line it up, I'm gonna plug it right into there. Here we go. So I'm gonna take you back to my battery real quick. See, we're still at 12.7 volts. The dual battery isolator is right there. There's no light on it yet. Now watch when I plug in, or sorry, when I turn on the vehicle. All right, vehicle is on. Take you back here. We now have a little red LED, which means LED on, cut in at 13.3 volts. That means that the starter battery is getting over 13 volts and is taking the extra power and bringing it to this auxiliary battery. You can also see here that our volt is 13.9 on this auxiliary battery. So that is an easy way to have something switched on only when the vehicle is running, number one. Number two, able to run one of those override switches for your dual battery isolator. I'll put a link in the bio for this battery and the dual battery isolator. They're really simple to install, as I said. They always come with a wiring diagram and it's very easy. Only other thing you got to know is you always have to ground your auxiliary battery here. So I have a wire gone through the floor, sealed with silicone, and then bolted directly to the frame of the vehicle. You gotta sand away or grind away a bit of the frame, attach a bolt right to the bare metal there, and then make sure you paint over that so you don't get any rust or anything. So that's just a little quick tip. I've had a lot of questions about that over the last couple of months, and I thought I'd kind of explain that to you on an easy day where I had a vehicle in the shop doing this little wiring for them. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any more questions, please ask. As I said, links to all the little products used in this video down below, and see you guys next time.